What is going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today I am finally ready to do the review of this beautiful, gorgeous, awesome, just freaking stellar knife, the Spartan Harsey Folder Special Edition M4 model. Oh, do I love this thing. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. All right. Now, if you have not seen my unboxing and first impressions of this knife, I will put it down in the description. I encourage you to go check that out. First, before you watch this one, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Stay tuned and we'll just go over everything. But this knife is, of course, something that I have wanted for a long time. I definitely was very intrigued by not just the knife, but the company itself, Spartan Blades. This one, when I was actually ready to make a purchase, it was definitely the one that I wanted. This is a 2019 version, or the special edition version of the knife. However, they do 4 special editions every year. This one was 2019. So when I went to purchase this, it looked a little bit different, and I was like, The original 2019 M4 version came bronzed out. This one has this awesome green color for the anodization. This has, of course, the M4 rifle, the rounds, the Spartan logo there. Oh my gosh, this thing is so sexy. Wonderful work on the engrave, and then on the back, it has the Second Amendment, which, of course, you guys watch my channel, you know I'm a huge Second Amendment advocate. This knife, it was like they called me up and said, Kyle, we're going to make a knife. What do you want? Boom, there it is. Now, like I said, the original 2019 limited edition of this knife, they make for a year, came all bronzed out. I saw this one and was like, oh man, this looks different. And then I saw that right there, S45VN. I was like, okay, they didn't really start making their S45VN blades until 2020. So I was like, oh, I was kind of confused. I contacted Spartan Blades, and the lady over the phone, Kim, she was just such a freaking wonderful person who set my mind at ease. And I actually found out, not just from her, but on my other video, I had a gentleman comment who was actually the one who built this knife. I was like, oh, I was so stoked. I was like, what? The guy watched my video and heard about the story about me being like, oh my gosh, is this cool? Is this the real deal kind of thing? He actually, I've got it right here. He actually commented on the video and says, I work at Spartan Blades and built this knife not too long ago. Thanks for the kind words, and I'm glad it fell into the hands of someone who has such a strong connection to the imagery. As far as I know, very, very few M4s have gone out with the green bronze anodization, but it is definitely the first with S45VN. Cheers. So, now, these are definitely the first ones. I think the manufacturer, or the retailer that I had bought this from, actually, I don't know how many he had, but I think he had more than one. But I think I am the first one to actually get this guy. And, oh my God, am I super, super stoked. This knife, of course, just means a lot to me, because Chris Iovito and, Chris. Oh, I've been talking to a Chris all day long. It's one of the guys I work with. Curtis Iovito and Mark Carey are the two founders of Spartan Blades. I kind of told the story in my first video about these guys. I mean, hardcore. These are the real deal special forces, retired Army Special Forces. These guys are the real deal. They deserve our respect. And I actually got an email from Curtis Iovito too, and I was like, what? Just thanking me for the video that I did and the kind words I said about his folks. And oh my gosh, I was dumbfounded. Absolutely dumbfounded. It's just amazing to be able to just converse with that man. So anyways, you know, that obviously hits a a tender spot whenever something like this happens with a manufacturer. You know, I already knew that I loved these knives and the company itself. I got it in hand, and then of course the special attention that I got from them, this knife being kind of a very limited run of these knives, I could not be happier. These guys started, you know, out. They were going to make firearms. I mean, you can go back and watch that first video. I kind of explained it. But, I mean, heck, they started making knives in like a Civil War mule barn is what they decided. I mean, what they described it as. Super freaking cool. Got some tutelage from some awesome people like Chris Reeves. And, I mean, they are killing it. They actually, I just found out, are making, I think, a 3 1/4 inch blade version of the Spartan Harsey folder. The Spartan Harsey here is a 3 5/8 inch blade. It's 8.75 inches long, with a cutting edge of 3 3/4. So this is not a small knife, but they've decided, and I think they've already released a smaller version of this knife, and I think it's genius. Now, you guys know me. I like the big knives, the big bruisers. That's what this is, and so obviously I want this one. But I think it's a great move on Spartan Blades' part. Curtis and them are doing a great job listening to the community. They know people like to carry very well-built knives, but some folks just don't like to carry the big ones. I mean, everybody has their own thing. I like to carry the big knives. It's just my deal. I'm a big guy, so it's just how I roll. So very, very, I can't get over this whole situation that I've had with this knife. So it's absolutely one of my favorites. And now, of course, the reason that it's one of my favorites is not just because of the company, which is a big deal to me, but the knife itself is just an absolute work of art. Now, take away all the special stuff, the knife itself is one hard use folder. Now, you might, if you did see my video or go back and watch it, this thing was kind of rough, not rough, but very, very strong detent, you know, kind of hard to get out. This thing has broken in like a dream, because as you can see, I can flick this thing out no problem. As a matter of fact, I can even do, of course I had to fail at it with my big old finger getting in the way. I can even do the reverse flick on this thing, and watch this, I can even do the front flip on this thing. So not only is it a hard use folder that is this amazing action, the smoothness of everything, that the blade that comes down, just watch it. It falls shuts, it gets a little pressure on the lock bar, and then boom, shake shut. Oh, the action is just so good, but it's also fidgety because I can do that. I can get it down here and do the reverse flick. I can play with it and do the front flick. I mean, come on. I obviously could not do that when I first took this knife out of the box. There is a little bit of a break-in period, but as you can see, it breaks in so nicely. Let's take a look at this blade. This is, of course, focus. Focus. Oh my God, there we go. Do it. Oh my God, do it. There we go. This, of course, S45VN. We've already gone over that on this particular model knife, being very few that have the blade, that blade steel. It is an absolute wonderful blade shape with a very good swedge, very strong tip. You know, not the beefiest tip I've ever saw, but this is a hard use knife. Definitely carries out to the edge to give you a nice strong tip. Super freaking sharp. Holy crap, does this thing cut. Now, it's about 25 thousandths behind the edge, which is awesome. Definitely not the 16 thousandths behind the edge that you see on some of the slicers, but this thing cuts like a dream. If the dude who messaged me, he said he built this knife, if he did the sharpening and whatnot, holy moly, does the guy know what he's doing. So this one, of course, is green, and I'm going to see if you can see the bronze kind of worn look that they have going on with the anodization. Has the bronze thumb stud with the black DLC, or I think it's DLC, that'd be PVD coated hardware, and backs barrel spacers, and of course your awesome arrow clip from Spartan Blades, one of their trademarks. I love this pocket clip. Now, it doesn't sit very deep carry. I don't care about that. Matter of fact, sometimes I don't want my knife to be deep carry. This one here sits very well for me to go in and out of the pocket like a dream. I really, really love it. Now, the ergos on this thing are also just one of the best. I mean, it's just one of the best. This thing is as smooth as a Chris Reeve Sabenza or an Nkosi, and just as beefy and feel in your hand hard work as a Hinderer. It's like the best of both worlds, in my opinion. I honestly think if you're going back and forth between a Chris Reeve and a Hinderer, this is probably the knife for you. Now, of course, they have different models. I mean, they have 4 special editions every single year. Every year. They have an awesome Plague Doctor that's 2020 that you just really couldn't pick a better a knife for the year of 2020. But definitely go check out some pictures. They've got some patriotic themes. They've got some historical themes. It's just absolutely wonderful. But, of course, they also have the ones that are just plain titanium scales with either a black coated blade. They have the all blacked out, PVD coated, DLC coated, all those stuff. They're around $460 for those base models. This one, I believe, was like $525. But would I pay that? All day, every day. Like one of my absolute all-time favorite knives now in my collection. Yeah, I know it's got a lot going on with the engraving and stuff. I have not had any knife that is like this, you know. I'm not usually a guy that gravitates towards that, but I mean, this one is obviously up my alley. It's got the M4 rifle with the Second Amendment on the back. I mean, it just is me and a knife. So I am super, super excited, and I absolutely love this knife. Let's go some size comparisons, okay? Because it's not, you know, we've already went over a little bit of specs. It's not a small guy. So a lot of people compare this knife with the XM18. As you can see, the XM18 is a bit smaller. So then also you have the XM24. The XM24 and the Spartan Harsey folder are a lot more compatible as far as size. Now, obviously, I still do very much so love the ergonomics on the Hinderer with the forward finger choil. This, I just don't feel like I need it on this knife. I can choke up just a little bit to get, you know, some detail work done, but everything about this knife is I don't have my my Chris Reeve anymore. I traded it. And I would love to be able to put all of these together, but I just don't have it. So obviously these two knives more compatible. You get a little bit wider on the XM24 than you do here. But as far as other hard use folders that I really love, and I put this into comparison with all of them, here is the Strider SMF. You have the Strider SMF and the SMG. The SMF is the longer one, the bigger boy, and so as you can see, it is comparable also to the Strider SMF. The other hard use high-end folder that I have that you will see a review on coming soon is the Chavez 229. The Chavez is a little bit shorter than the Spartan Harsey. So this is just, in my opinion, a perfect size knife. This, of course, is a hard use tactical folder. This thing was designed to basically do whatever you need it to do. It can do the small task, it can do the big task. I obviously carry this knife and I use it, but I, of course, am not going to just dog it because it's so pretty. I mean, it's just, you know, some people give me hell about that. If you have a knife, you got to use it. Yeah, I do, but I open packages, maybe cut a little cardboard, but that's it. I don't hard use this knife. And a matter of fact, I will be getting a Spartan Harsey folder, one of the other plain models, as a user. It's gonna happen. Absolutely 100%. I don't know if I can stop myself. Now, you know, I just don't think that the smaller version of this is going to be for me. I thought about for a second maybe using that for the daily carry Spartan Harsey, but nope, I'm definitely going to get still the full-size Spartan Harsey. Now, if you don't know who William Harsey is, he is obviously a legendary knife designer. He makes knives a lot for the military. A lot of special forces get some of his fixed blades. So the fact that they teamed up with him just makes for an excellent combination between the Spartan Blades name and William Harsey. You just can't go wrong. It's an absolute win every single time. So definitely, I'm actually going to be thinking about getting some of his fixed blades, his fixed blade designs, because I am a huge fan of what they're doing, and of course some of the ergonomics. I don't know which one I want to get. They got quite a few. They also have what they call a silver and a bronze line. That because the prices of these are pretty, they're not outrageous, but they're higher end. Very good manufacturing and materials, attention to detail, tolerances. Same thing with their fixed blades. So they do have what's called a silver and a bronze line that will be just as good made, but just a little bit cheaper. Their bronze line, however, is not going to be made by them. It's actually going to be made. They teamed up with K-Bar, and so some of those will be made overseas to be able to have some of their designs, but all of the Spartan blades, like this, 100% made in the USA. They're very adamant about that. Now, they teamed up with K-Bar to be able to bring some of this stuff to the market, but all of the Spartan Harsey, the ones that are actually built by them, of course, all made in the USA, hardware, everything. Whoever their quality people are over there, they are doing it right. I did have a chance to hold another one of these, one of the base models. It felt the exact same. I really am so surprised at how well this thing broke in. It is absolutely amazing. The smooth, it's like the perfect mix between, flipping action and smooth. I don't really know a word to put it, because I've got the Koenig Arius that I just brought, and it's got the best action I've ever felt on a knife if you're looking for something like that. Something that has a good detent, that snaps out there, and then is very fall shutty. This one is a great combination of that because it has a wonderful detent that I am able to, do these fidgety things, and then whenever it falls, passes the detent, and then it has the pressure on the lock bar to come down there. And it's just, it's about the best of both worlds. It really is. Of course, we have your, I don't know if I can get a picture of this, the over travel stop or the lock bar stabilizer. It's in there. I don't know if I can get it. Anyway, it's Hinderer-esque. It's basically, if I can get it, it's basically this, but on the inside. So it's not, you don't see it. I think it's genius. Not that I don't mind. I mean, I actually love the way it looks on the Hinderers. So I don't mind it being on the back side, but it's actually hidden. Of course, this is, let's see if I can show you. It's running on phosphor bronze. I don't know if I can show you, but the phosphor bronze washers are oversized, similar to the oversized washers that are on the Chris Reeves. Not the same design, but it's just those kind of oversized washers that really make for just an excellent hard use folder with great action. It's just a wonderful, wonderful design, and I could not be happier. I love this thing. Over the moon. Over the moon. I really, really do. This knife is going to be going to a couple of other guys in the community. I'm going to be sending it to Big Bore Knife and Gear. He will be able to have this pretty soon on his channel. Then I'm going to try to get it over to Tier 1 and get it over there for him so he can check it out. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Go check out both of those guys on YouTube. Stay safe in this crazy world that we're living in, and we will see you in the next one.